Oh, we are recording. I'm always shocked it works. Good
Was that you
morning.
recording or
It's me recording.
because it could be Cynthia?
Yeah, no, it's me. Well, I think Cynthia's too. But anyway, we're here on Feature Friday, and I'm Holly Homer, if you haven't met me. And the reason why I say that is because I'm going to be using this video as a intro, because one of the things that we have gotten in the group, because we've had some new members come in that are like, wait, what does this do? Or the other, alternatively, we have people who came in on our beta test and haven't played with it lately. And so, they don't necessarily know all the things it can do. And so I thought it'd be fun just to kind of look at Pagewheel from kind of an overview and do a quick walkthrough and how to get started kind of thing. So I am going to share my screen. If I can find the button, you'd think I'd know where it is by now. All right, so I am in basically the dashboard of Pagewheel. You can find that at app.pagewheel.com. And you can see that here it says, I want to make a product. And when you say you make a product, that like line of information is the product, the sales page or the opt-in page, the thank you delivery page, the delivery email, and then the social media beyond that. And if you hit that, it will take you through that entire line, asking you questions and working you through it. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do if you've never done this is hit the button and just make something fun or silly right now, just to see what is available. Because once you see what's available, your mind is going to be whirling. And then over here is the Take Me to the Copy Packs, which is the AI content. So the AI content is like tons and tons of different templates of usable content generated by AI, and we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. But that is basically stuff that you might, like an editorial calendar that you might look at, download, but go and take action on it. Whereas the product builder, you're going to make, and you can be fully hosted all within Pagewheel. So let's start with that. And then, by the way, underneath here is going to be any of the things that you've already made, and you can get to their website, which is the sales page, or get your links or emails and all that kind of stuff just by clicking on those links below. So let's go ahead and take me to the product builder. So here you go with upload. You can start with 3 different ways. Let's just go into the ready to edit products, but I could start with my own PDF and then add any of these on here. So this was our original templates. You might, if you've been in here before, you might recognize it. Let's do a calendar today. And so I'm just going to do a search. And let's start with, should I do a Christmas calendar? No. Let's do vacation, a perfect getaway. So I'm going to then go in here and say vacation and see if there's something else that might come up and when I click on it, you can see it comes over here. So cruising for fun and the vacation checklist. Let's add all 3 of those. And you can add up to 6, by the way. Now it's going to take you through your branding. So I like bright, happy colors. So I always choose this one right here. And then I like to keep the black because it's a bigger definition for people reading. And I just generally don't care about the font. So I'm just going to go on next. And then you're going to title and choose a name for your product. So Perfect Getaways Planner, not terrible. I kind of and then I'm like, well, let's see what AI might suggest. I'm going to click that. Beach Escape Guide, Mountain Adventure Planner, Romantic Retreat, or going to say a family vacation road trip, Outdoor Explorer, Luxury Getaway Journal. Let's do that one. And then the subtitle is generated from what you just said, plan your dream vacation with ease. I actually really like that. But we could do the same thing there. Let's choose a background. Oh, I like that. That kind of feels luxurious. All right, so, and you'll see that it comes up here, and then I'm like, I think let's do a journal look on that. So now what it's going to do is take me to all the pages that I selected. And at this point, you could go in and change some of the language. I like to see it in a grid form because that way, if I wanted to rearrange them, I can just drag and drop them and say, no, I think the packing list should go first. Then so I could go through each of these pages and just by clicking on them and editing them as I wanted to. My Pinterest app on my browser is going crazy. So let's add a page because I want this journal to be from me. So I'm going to add an About Me page. And you can see we can add all sorts of different types of pages here. And so let's just start with an About Me page. And what it's going to prompt me to do next is to upload my a photo. So let's do that. I feel like my computer is just on the delay today. Let's see. All right, so grab my photo. I could come in here and change. By the way, on the About Me page, the AI is going to be set up to write an About Me page. So it's going to base it on what your title is. But if you're like, I want a little bit more information, I could go in and say, Holly is the mom of 3, married, and loves to travel. And just run it again and see what it comes up with. You can do that several times if you want to. And it's funny, sometimes it hits it really good and sometimes not one. But like, I'm so excited to tell you about Holly. She's a wonderful mom. Whereas I might want that from me. Like, hey, I'm Holly. I'm a wonderful mom. Well, I don't know that I'm going to call that out. But anyway, so you can come in here and do some formatting and whatever you want to do here. And put your name down there and then go back to the batches. So we are on the About Me page here. I'm gonna drag and drop this. Actually, I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna drag and drop it. So that's the first page. And so now. So we have these 3 different things. I might, like if I was like, oh, I have a special checklist, I might add a page, like add a checklist page, but these actually really seem to kind of sum up what I wanted to do today. So I think I'm good with publishing it. So let's go ahead and publish our book. So what's really fun is you can flip through what this looks like now. And probably if I was going to spend 3 more minutes, I would put the planning and the budgeting in the front of the book. but we're making something quick. So I've just hit that go ahead and publish. And so what it's going to do now is generate a sales page and you can switch it from a sales page or an opt-in page here on that first page that we come to. And it's wrote this because it knows what we made, which I love. So if you read through this and say, that's not exactly what I meant, and see, you can see here's the pages that we made. Here's the cover. Here, they pulled this from my About Me page. You could change that out if you wanted to. And then here is how your customer can either buy or opt in for it. So right now I have this priced at free, but you could put your own price on it by choosing one of these prices or adding your own. If you are adding a price to it, you're going to want to, it's going to prompt you to set up your Stripe account and connect it. And because you're going to take money directly from your customer, I don't actually have my Stripe account set up on this account. So I'm going to go with the free option just so that we can keep going. It actually won't let you keep going if you don't have your Stripe account set up. So here's, so I could go in and edit any of these things if I wanted to. If I was like, I don't like the way that was said, you just click on it and use these tools right here to edit. But I think it looks really good. So let's go to the next, which is the delivery page. Now remember that nobody is going to see this unless they either paid you or opted in. And by opted in means that they gave you their email address and contact information. So you could put all sorts of different things here, knowing that it's kind of a secret page until they have paid or opted in. So this first this first button is always going to be the download to whatever you made in Pagewheel. And then the second one, we call this the community button just because it says join the community. But what that means is you can use this for anything. So if you wanted to send them to another sales page, if you wanted to send them to a YouTube video, if you wanted to send them to a website, you can do that. And I'm going to do that here. And where is the link? Here it is. And change the link here. So I'm going to send them to my website. And so I want to change and just click that. And I'm going to change this to visit the website. And I'm going to leave that there. So, okay. So I've changed that. And then I'm going to go looks good next. This is going to come up as how this will look when you share it. So actually, if you didn't like that picture, you could refresh here. I actually think that looks kind of good for what we're doing. Oh, that kind of looks good too. Now I can't decide. And then if you wanted to change this is basically the URL of where you're sending people if you were like saying it in a video or something like that. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do luxury journal and get rid of this. And then, so basically it will be luxury-journal.plannerpack.co, which is what all of those are on. If you wanted to put your pixels, tracking pixels for Facebook advertising, Google advertising, that kind of stuff, you could do that right there. And that would put that on the sales page. This next thing is the delivery email. We send your customer or our new lead the first email just to make sure they get everything. But you can come in fact, I want you to come in and edit this so you can make sure it sounds like you. Like, I would not normally sign my things H. Homer, so let's go ahead and say Holly on that. But you can see, and they're pulling information that's in your account to make these things happen. So every once in a while, you're going to be like, that doesn't make sense, but let me just switch it out. So and also make sure the Luxury Getaway Journal is here. It's here. Indulge in the opulent travel experiences with us. Like a lot, opulent travel experiences with ease. How about? All right. So anyway, you can save that. And then once that looks good, you're going to say publish my product in email. And then this opens up the link. So if you wanted to, let's copy this right now and open this sales page right here. And you can see this is what we just built. We could sign up right now today and get all of this stuff. And this is already live on the internet in just a few minutes. And then if you wanted to go just to the delivery page or just to download the PDF, you can grab those links there. All right, so we're basically done with that product. I don't know, is anybody timing me? I feel like that was faster than usual. So I hit the button for promotion, and what it's going to do is take me over to the other side. Remember, we talked about the AI generation, and what you're going to do is describe your product. So this is a luxury travel journal and planner guide. And let's just, you could put anything you want to, anything you wanted to emphasize. And then let's go ahead and grab a social calendar. That's my favorite thing to do after I create a product. But literally, there's things like blog posts, there's ads you could be making. There's, so much in there. Like, just set aside 30 minutes just to poke around on this side, because like you'll find your favorite. In fact, I know if Diane's here, her favorite is the viral hooks and the pizzazz. So check out all the different things on the copy packs. And it is applying magic, April, applying magic. While it's thinking about it. And I have, again, too many tabs open on my computer, so that might be part of the problem too.
But I think it's in the Zoom TOS to teach us patience.
I know. There, yes. Okay. Normally it doesn't take that long. But you can see with this is a simple editorial calendar for 7 days of content based on the product you just made for, for Facebook, for Instagram, for Pinterest. And these are for groups, like really good conversation starters. So this makes your life a lot easier when you're thinking, well, I just made this thing, how I'm going to talk about it, like to let people know that I have it without saying the same thing over and over again. Buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. And so these are some really fun ways of you sharing it in diverse ways without like repeating yourself, but yet getting the word out every day. So let's just read one of these. Share a stunning photo of a luxury travel destination with the caption, dreaming of your next unforgettable getaway. So you see how like something like that, and then you could say, hey, by the way, if you're planning it, grab my free travel guide. So you're catching the attention with a beautiful picture, maybe of a past vacation. You could tell a little story from that vacation. You could ask people to guess where you were. Think of all the different ways that one idea, actually, I could think of about a whole week's of content from just that one prompt is, like, hey, this week I'm going to share a photo every day from some of my favorite places. If you can guess, I will send you a free guide. Or if you make a guess, I will send you my free guide. Did you see what I just did there? Like you make it sound like a prize that you're sending this thing out. Like, and who wouldn't want to get a free gift today? So like all these different ways that you can get people to interact with you, to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm interested in luxury travel, or I'm interested in coaching for this, or I'm interested in whatever you sell, without being that person that says, you need this, it's here right now, come get it. And then people are like, stop, just let's have a conversation. One of the things that I always laugh about is like a lot of times people sell things online in a way that they would never do it in real life. Like you don't see people walking into like a cocktail party like with their wares. They're like, here, buy this, buy this, buy this. But that's how they deal with it online instead of approaching the table. Can I grab you a drink? Let's have a conversation. Let's be human. And oh, by the way, do you know that I do this? That's a lot more effective in the long run. So I wanted to kind of walk you through that. And then I'm going to go back to this front page and you can see that there's all these other things. Another popular one these days is the tweetable post. Let me just grab that. I like these, even if you're not on X, the tweetable posts are really, really fun for descriptions on Facebook posts. I use them on Pinterest as well. They're just really almost like it's like another way to get a really clickable conversation going. And while that's loading, April, I know that before I started recording, you were telling me a story about something exciting. If you could talk about that for just a second.
Oh, I would love to. So, you hear a lot of talk online, especially Instagram these days, about passive income. And when we say passive income, we know what it means because we've been taught by you and Rachel, and we know what passive really means. On the internet and on Instagram, passive income is a lot of work, and it is anything but passive. It is massively hard. And just in the last 24 hours, because I've been doing so many lunch and learns, and now I'm just like, even right now, I've got a walking pad up underneath me, and I did some B-roll, which again, something I've learned through this community, and put a little 10-second Instagram reel and said, comment pad. Well, none of that would have been possible had I not put out some products through Pagewheel that taught me how to do all this. And now I'm turning around and teaching others. So for the first time, it truly passively happened because I've been insanely consistent. And 3 different of my little mini courses sold overnight while I was not trying hard. And my Stripe account was like, ding, 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 ding. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Like I want to run through the house and say, it's happening, like this is bigger than the eclipse. And to say, this is actually, there is money coming through me. And I say through me because if anybody knows me, knows that as soon as I get it, I'm gonna find somebody that needs it. And it is not something that, like you just said, I didn't walk into every room and go, look what I have, look what I have. Like, or like the dude with the little trench coat, you want to buy a pen? Like every time you walk up to somebody, don't be that creepy.
Creepy. So
Right.
creepy.
Exactly. Right. And so I didn't have to say, hey, do you want to buy this thing? I literally was going through my day, filming different pieces, putting the right parts in order. And when the trigger happens, they buy the thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is how it's supposed to be happening. And that was so not hard.
So
Because I've been making it so hard all these years. I've really been making this harder than it has to be.
So we all overcomplicate because I feel like that's who we are inside.
Yes.
But let's talk just a minute about how April did this. So number one, she started with one product and she promoted it. And then once she was ready for a second product, she went in and made another product. But the key was she made one and started promoting it. And then when she was ready to do another one, and by the way, like if that first one wasn't great, she may have come back and done it again. I hate to break it to you, but a lot of us are maybe on third or fourth before we find something that kind of sticks, which is good because it only takes a few minutes in Pagewheel to make those changes. So don't be afraid to experiment and throw something out there, because if it doesn't work, they'll just go make something else. No big deal. So she put something out and she talked about it on social media. She didn't hunt people down and stalk them and tell them they had to buy it. She just was like, hey, I'm April. You love me. You like
I
me.
didn't do that this time.
Do things. And here is this. So, and then she made another product. And by the way, she didn't stop talking about the first product. That's another thing, is like her editorial calendar, after the first product had, her stuff that she always does, plus the addition of that one product every once in a while. Then after the second product, she's talking about stuff that she does all the time and what she's passionate about. And then has two things in that rotation that she's talking about that people can either come get for free. And the benefit of her giving away something is that she can get them on her email list, which she emails every day, because she wants those people to know what's going on and to serve them on a daily basis. And so when she has a new product, she can pop it in her email list. She can put it on her Instagram channel. She can put it on Facebook. She can pin it. And all these things just keep going in a rotation in a way that she can schedule this out now that she knows her products, and she knows she wants to be a human in between the product. And you can even be a human while talking about the products. And but she's not just selling all the time, and that's one of the reasons why people are attracted to what she's doing online. So more and more conversation. You can see it just gets a little bit more exponential and gives you more to talk about. That's what's so funny about it, is like people are like, oh, now I have several things to sell. No, you have several things you can talk about. You don't have to stay on the same subject the whole time now. So anyway, thank you so much, April. Oh, I wanted to show this while we were talking. This did load. So,
and I think important to note too, when we do things that are this simple, it also creates hope in everyone else who feels like they can't do it because it's too hard. And they see us doing it so quickly and easily, it becomes what we're doing duplicatable, which means our community grows and we get to share Pagewheel with other people, and then it gets better and better. And I've said many times, if anybody's actually paying for Pagewheel, it's because you haven't enjoyed it enough. Because if you enjoy it enough, at least 4 people will come along with you, and then yours is paid for.
We do have a really good affiliate program if anybody's interested after that sales job, April. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, it's true. The affiliate program is very good. And if you sign up 3 or 4 people, it pays for your thing. And the beautiful thing is, a lot of times you can show those people that were close to you how you use it. And so they're going to even up level how they use it. And then you see how, and then those people share and those people share. So it's really, really cool. So this is the tweetables. I just want to point this out because this has become one of the favorite pages inside of the copy pack side. And it's just because it's just quick little nuggets that either could be standalone posts, you could add them to a photo, you could tweet them out if you are on X, or put them on, what's the Facebook one? Threads. They're just short little excerpts that kind of will jumpstart so you're never, like, the last thing you need to be doing, you don't have time now to go and just stare at a blank screen when you're trying to push out social media. There's no excuses for that anymore, where there's so much stuff that you can just grab really quickly, make it yours, copy and paste, type it in, change it a little bit, add a photo, all of the above. Oh, I wanted to do one more thing before we go to questions. So I want to go back to the digital product side and show you what we just did. I have to go back to the dashboard. So this is what we just made. I'm going to click into the website for just a second because and I talked about this. I was on a podcast the other day that she was like, I already have like an opt-in system. Like I don't want to use Pagewheel's opt-in for my opt-ins. And that's how I am on Kids Activities blog, which is my day job. I already have a system in place to give away coloring pages, worksheets, all that kind of stuff. So what I do is I make my printable or my ebook or whatever I'm making, my PDF in Pagewheel, and then I let it do all of this, even though I'm not going to use all of it, because I am going to screenshot this image right here. That's going to be like my feature photo for my blog post. I'm going to screenshot this one right here, which is going to be these make beautiful pins. You see how they're longer than they are wide. And then the same thing, there's another image on the thank you page that I love to grab too. And then if I'm writing like a little blurb for my opt-in, because we do that, like it's not like that magically happens over there, is I might grab this language because it's all set up to increase clicks and stuff like that. So it's really easy if you're just getting started to let Pagewheel do all of it, but don't overlook the fact that if you already have an established system for especially opt-ins, now if I'm going to sell something, I'm going to put a price on it and go through Pagewheel because it's just a lot easier than me going and finding another software to do all the things. But if for the opt-in that I've already created and I already have a system for, I'm just going to take the assets and plug them into what I'm already using. So I'm saving tons of time because I'm not, do you know how long it takes to make an image that looks like that? For me, and I use PicMonkey, and I'm really good at PicMonkey because I've been on it for like 12 years. It would take me literally like probably 12 minutes. And so the fact that I can just come and grab it and go is just a real blessing in that respect as well. So that's kind of an overview of Pagewheel. If anybody, I'm going to post this in the group and on the blog. If you have additional questions about kind of the nuts and bolts, I'd be glad to create additional videos answering those questions. But I wanted to give kind of an overview because I know with the changes and some people just being brand new to the system, they're like, they've heard just bits and pieces, and it does, yeah, once you see the whole thing, you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
Holly, that last image you just showed, we need to screenshot that, right? Because if we right click and save the image, it only saves that one little.
So yes, so you're gonna get, because that is generated with layers, like you would have to do if you went to, a Canva or PicMonkey or, Photoshop, is that it is not in its entirety. And one of the reasons for that is if we just went in and changed one of the pages out in our product right now and saved it, it's going to switch out that picture in that image. So we really don't want a static image. So yes, a screenshot is kind of the hack for that. Just screenshot it. sometimes the text can get kind of close to it. And I just take it into an editor and just remove the text. So just because then you can have it exactly the way you want to. So yes, yeah, I love how Janine says that April has the 5-year overnight success story. Um, and then for those of you who do not know what a lunch and learn is, that basically, I feel like you should trademark this, April. But she started just having like announcing, hey, come learn over lunch. It's an online class, and the lunch and learn success has just snowballed in this community, which I really love. So
I think that's also a testament, Holly, though, to the company that you keep. You know, it's a biblical principle. You know, what you hang around is kind of what starts to rub off, good and bad.
yeah,
And even a year ago, I was just sort of like following Rachel around like a puppy. And now we're all in this amazing community where we're still all learning, but now we're bringing in more people. And, you know, if somebody told me even a year ago that I would have taught a binge course inside of Rachel's group on how to teach a lunch and learn, to me, that is still like pinch me, you know, because I think all of us have at some level imposter syndrome with, you know, gosh, me, really? But yet, like you said earlier, all of us are at different teaching levels. There's certain things that you can't teach right now because you're 10 years ahead of it. And there's certain things that, you know, some of us can't teach because we're not at your level. So all these different levels are working together to make this amazingly useful community.
Well, and I think the other thing that I just want to point out, and one of the reasons why I just, I'm so excited about Pagewheel in this, is that when you actually implement something and that it becomes your experience, you're a lot more confident to teach it. And you have expertise that no one, like your experience implementing is going to be different than anyone else that's using even the same tools. So you are an expert in that implementation. It gives you the strength to say, no, I have something to say. So I love that you're using it, you're throwing things out there, you're testing it, and then you're sharing how, what you learned, because that's so powerful. Stacy had a question about the email list. She says, do we use Pagewheel for that, or are we allowed to export to our own email list? So let me explain what Pagewheel does first, and then how it will interact with others. So when you sell something, or when you have an opt-in, it goes into the Pagewheel list, and you can look under the dashboard under your list, and you'll see basically a spreadsheet, or you'll see the list and what product they bought, or what thing they opted in for. You can then download that as a spreadsheet, as a CSV, and then upload that into any MailChimp, ConvertKit, any MailerLite, any of those places. It's a very, very simple thing to just download and upload. And by the way, when you upload that, if that person happens to opt in for several things, it will not it's not like they'll be on your email list 3 times. Like that system within those is fine with a CSV just to go up. So you don't even have to clean it up. Now, what we recommend, you can also use a little Zapier Zap to have that happen automatically. That's kind of the next level. Not super complicated to set up. You could just follow the instructions to do that. And then you can bring those things in automatically, so you're not having to come once a week and download and that kind of stuff. But when you're getting started, no big deal if you had to come and just manually do that for a little bit.
If anybody has successfully set up their Zapier for this, I would love to see how it works. I tried to do it and I think I did it, but then nothing zapped.
We're going to be doing a training on that. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yep. Probably in the next week or two. So, because it's, yes, one of the things that has been asked for. So then once you have the email, in your email list, you can do whatever you want to. And by the way, you'll see a little checkbox, this person opted in, or this person doesn't want to hear from you. So you'll see that in your list. So you can, if you want to follow all the rules for all the different countries and stuff that are picky about that stuff, you can absolutely do it. It's a compliant upload. So then once you have those people on your email list, I want you to email them. And like, let's say you make a new opt-in. What's really fun is send your email list, even though they've already opted in, send them that as a free gift. And so that like they're going to interact with you more, get more from you. You get those free gifts that they're more likely to open your email if they know that there might be some value that or entertainment inside of it. So just have some fun with it so that you're kind of moving through serving them even though they're already on your list. And then obviously if you have things to sell, you want to put that on rotation through your email list as well, as far as, hey, I know that you liked X, you might like this too, kind of thing. So yeah, and PicMonkey is still around. In fact, PicMonkey started out as Picnic a million years ago. And when they changed to PicMonkey, like it rocked my world because they moved a button or two around. And then like, I don't know, 14, 15 years later, I'm still using it. So Stacy's also asking if the lunch and learn is in the training in the group. April, I'll get with you and I'll write a blog post about it on the Pagewheel blog, and then that training will be available for everybody that wants to.
Yeah, that's perfect. As a side note, I just clicked on it to grab my link, and when I clicked on the offer page, it's not there. And so it could be because it was made in the old system.
Okay. That we'll look into that this weekend, just so that we can make sure that it is something that is what's happening to Janine? Janine, what's going on over there? Oh.
Laughing till I'm crying, that's all.
I just want to make sure you're okay.
Everything's good.
Yeah, so Stacy brings up something of like, she just wanted to make sure that like what you make in Pagewheel doesn't belong to us. No, you'll see at the bottom, you actually own the copyright to that. And so that if you want to download it and sell it on Etsy, or, I don't know, hand it out on the street, print it out and hand it out on the street corner, you really can do whatever you want to with it. We are using our tools, but on the other hand, like these are your ideas, you're putting it together differently, even though we have like 350 templates in there and they're batches. So that really is quite a few more than 350. Is like some of those things are like, oh, I might have something that's identical to someone else. It is super unlikely because you can upload your own PDFs. You can put your own About Me pages. You're going to use different colors. You're going to, edit them in different way. You're going to rearrange them. So they're yours to go forth and use them in your business, whatever way you see fit. Let's see.
After you write that lunch and learn blog post, let me know and I'll copy paste it into mine.
You can syndicate it.
If I say Holly wrote this for me, for her, for not really me, but now I'm using it. So
no, I love it. I love it. I love it. April wanted to know how often to sell a product when you schedule out on social media. So this is like, okay, there's a million answers to this. And by the way, they're all right if they're done like intentionally. So I ran a business for a while that was basically only selling, because we were doing live video sales of clothing. And so it was like people showed up, the entertainment was inside the sale. So even people who didn't want the clothes might come to the sale video because we were silly and goofy and a hot mess. And so they would come just to hang out with us, but then probably end up buying something. So in that case, that my channel for that business was 100% sales based, and the human aspect was inside the selling. So that's one extreme where I never even had to like post here's a picture of my dog, because I would get them to the sale and be like, here's my dog. You know what I mean? So like it was like almost reverse what most of us run a business now. And it was entirely successful because it was, it was us, and I think the bottom line on that is we were human within the sale. So that connection happened because the main reason people are on social media is to connect with other people. So you're looking for ways to connect with people. So as long as you're connecting with people, it does, I've proven that you could literally be selling 24 hours a day within that realm. But it was done with a human way. I'm not like, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing. It's like, oh, what is Holly going to say next? Oh no. Oh no, did she really say that? Okay, I need a pair of leggings. So, so there's that aspect all the way over to people who are going to spend a lot of time with just, with like how they're thinking and what they're passionate about. And oh, by the way, I have this every once in a while. And there's a range of everything in between. So whatever you're comfortable with, but what I would encourage you to do is start an editorial calendar for yourself and just remind yourself, because what will happen is you'll forget, oh, I haven't promoted that product this week. And so like, just make sure that, like, let's say right now you're going to say, okay, I'm going to mention a product every other day or twice a week or every day. It just depends on how you're scheduling. And then you may rotate through products that you have. You may have one thing that you're just going to approach in different ways. And let's talk about that. Even if you have only one product right now, you can see how you could promote that every day or even more than once a day in a completely different way, that you're not just grading on the same people over and over and over again with that same conversation. You can point out how it might be, how it has a different aspect or a different audience or a different, tip, or all the things is what we create is just not one thing. So think about how all the, kind of the nuances, and that's where that editorial calendar really comes into help you, is so that you're not like, because when we have tunnel vision, we made it for this, and then we forget about all of this. So then we feel like we have to go make something else. No, let's do all of this before we go put in the work for that next thing. Yes, cheers to LuLaRoe. I know, I kind of miss the days of LuLaRoe sometimes not. And don't believe everything that's on the documentary. All right, any other questions before we release you this Friday into the world? Oh, all right. So I'm going to stop the recording, and we have an update that is kind of timely that won't be important to the people that are watching this. So I'm going to end Feature Friday, but we will be here to answer a few questions. Just a second.